Welcome to Permission to Thrive. I'm your host, Suzi Lula. As a spiritual therapist for over 20 years, I have the honor and privilege of ushering women and mothers just like you on a journey from simply surviving to powerfully thriving. I also have the honor of raising our son, Will, who is now a young adult, with my longtime partner, Jamie, so I'm right there on the journey with you. Consider this your personal sanctuary, your space to meet your heart, embrace your messy, and come home to your most authentic, extraordinary self. My hope is that you leave resourced and inspired because you are here to shine. Welcome to Permission to Thrive. So welcome everyone. As I was saying, I've been wanting to teach a class for a very long time on manifestation and in a very specific way, manifesting from the soul, because we're always manifesting. We're manifesting right now. We manifested each other. We manifested this class. We manifested this community. We manifested our deep, I'll speak for myself, my deep attraction and connection and feeling of intimacy and closeness and safety with each other. I love each one of you. I love our community. We've manifested this. So we're always manifesting in our life. And most of the time, we manifest unconsciously. And even when we're manifesting consciously, which is something I'm going to talk about consciously, we're typically manifesting from what we can see, smell, taste, feel. We're typically manifesting and more connected with the outer physical world. And true manifestation is taking the invisible qualities, the invisible God qualities, universal qualities, source energy qualities, spirit qualities, soul qualities. The soul qualities are invisible. Any soul qualities you name, love, you can see love expressed in the physical. But love originates as a feeling. Love originates in the invisible. Any spiritual quality, joy. Joy can be expressed through physical connections, behaviors, circumstances. But joy originates in the invisible plane, as does abundance, as does intimacy and connection, inspiration, creativity. Any of you guys who are creative beings, we have so many of you guys here who are writers, and that all originates from the invisible. You catch something, and then you are a vessel through which the invisible thing that you catch comes through your vessel. And so I've been wanting to teach a class on manifesting specifically from the soul, because that is how the highest form of manifestation occurs. So I'm going to center us, but as I center us and as we set our intention, I want you to begin to think of something in particular in your life. It could be that you are in the midst of manifesting your practice and you're seeking for your practice to thrive and to have lots of clients, or maybe you're manifesting right now around finance or around your body, around a particular relationship in your life. Maybe you want to keep it open-ended. That's perfectly fine. But as we get centered, I want you to just tune in and tap into your own spirit, your own soul, just to see what's calling you today. And then obviously you can go back and listen to this over and over and over again and apply these steps to any manifestation, any area, any relationship in your life. So let's just each and all gently close our eyes and just allow your breath to move you into your heart. Literally feel the breath go through the back of your throat into your lungs as your lungs cradle your heart. Just allow yourself to rest in your heart and become aware of what a safe space you are in right now. That right now there is non-judgment, there is acceptance surrounding you, permeating your being. There's so much compassion and empathy around you and permeating your being. There's so much support and encouragement. There's no end to support. There's no end to compassion. There's no end to love. There's no end to joy. Just feel into the infinite, unbounded, unlimited nature of these qualities. You never think, oh my gosh, I've loved so much today, I might run out of love. You never think, I've breathed so deeply today, I might run out of air. You never think, oh my gosh, I've been so joyful today, I might have used up the allotment of joy. It's infinite, it's unbounded, it's unlimited, it's infinite. As is the support that is around you, the encouragement that is around you. So just feel how supported you are, both in this community and in this universe. There is a universal presence, and it so wants your good. And it is right here, and all you need to do is open your heart to receive it. So simply begin to listen for your intention for this time together. And then if there is a particular area of manifestation that is important to you, that you might be practicing working with right now, let it come into your awareness, into your heart. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes. Please write your intention in the chat. And if you're watching the replay, please write your intention in your journal so you have it written down. That's the first step of manifestation. Do you see already? We had our eyes closed. An intention came to you from the invisible. And you're making it manifest. You're manifesting it by writing it in the chat, by writing it in your journal. That's the first step to making something manifest. You can write your intention, and or you can write what area of manifestation you're working with. So first and foremost, what is the meaning of manifestation? Manifestation means to make manifest, to make physical, to make mana. Mana is physical. Mana is what is in our physical. So to make physical, to have it be seen, to have something that was invisible come into fruition, something that was invisible at one point, joy, now we can see it. Now we can observe it. Love. So we all have love for each other. Love is invisible, but through us right now, love is being made visible. But it first is in the invisible. So it's something that's invisible that's made visible, from the invisible to the visible. And we, this vessel, is the channel. That invisible quality comes through this channel and is made visible. So the first thing that I want to say is, you have all probably heard of like the third eye. So I call the third eye the first eye. And I call it the first eye on purpose when I call it the first eye all the time, but especially when I'm thinking of manifestation. Why? Because before we had two eyes, when you were moving, we were all invisible at one time. We were all spirit. We were all energy. And then we took on a form. And so we were energy, and then we were in our mother's womb. We were in a womb, and we developed from the invisible. There's a gestation period. We developed eyes, among other things, right? But before we had eyesight, we had insight. We were invisible. So when you think of this as your first eye, and then you had these two eyes, it helps to think of the manifestation process, because before I see something in the visible, it was an idea. It came from the invisible. And the real takeaway that I hope everyone gleans today is that most of us are taught to manifest from what we see, taste, smell. We have been so taught to connect manifestation with your physical life. So if you're wanting to manifest more money, more finance, you're going to think of your bank account. How much money do you have right now? If you want to manifest more intimacy, connection, love in your life, you're going to be thinking of, am I married? Am I in a relationship? What is the state of that relationship? We've been taught to connect the manifestation process with the physical process. The manifestation process, when done the most effectively, the smoothest, with the least amount of speed bumps, is when you can be such an open vessel that you're moving from your soul self to your physical self. And when you learn to manifest and keep more of your attention on the soul level, that is how manifestation happens the most effectively. We are just not taught that. And most of us aren't really taught, well, what is the soul? What is the energy of the soul that I would even be tapping into, connecting into? Because we're so inundated that it has to do with the physical. So the soul is invisible. We can't see our soul. Your soul right now, as always, regardless of what's going on in your world, regardless how much you want to manifest, where you are in your journey, your soul right now is perfectly at peace. It's perfectly calm. It knows that you are enough. It knows that you have enough. It knows that you are enough. It knows that you're not lacking anything. Your soul sits in the seat of abundance right now. That might not be your physical experience. That's cool. Right now, we're just talking about the quality of your soul in this moment, in any moment. Now, yes, your soul knows that it has come here to learn certain things, to experience certain things, to grow in certain areas, to develop in certain areas, to evolve, to awaken. Yes, right now, your soul is perfectly at peace. It's perfectly calm. It has everything that it needs. It knows that it's not lacking. Can everybody touch that? Can everybody get a flavor of that right now? And even if you can't right now, Will just called me, he's going through a rough little moment. He might not be able to just, in the snap of a finger, be there right now. That even is amazing, because it's very soothing and reassuring to know that even if our physical life, our emotional life might be in a moment of turmoil, in a moment of angst, in a moment of grief, in a moment of whatever we might be experiencing, right now, the seat of the soul of you, is holding you in the quiet repose. It's holding you. It's greater than you are. It's peaceful. It's calm. It's the voice that's saying to you, nothing that you are feeling or experiencing is too great or large for me. I am infinite. I am unbounded. I am the unprecedented part of you. So each one of you, each one of us, has purposes for being here. There are things that our soul has come here to experience. And I want you to begin, as I'm speaking, to just touch in and tap into, what is it in the invisible world, not the visible world, the invisible world, that your soul has come here for you to experience? Is it joy, abundance, prosperity, connection, love, confidence? So just write any quality that your soul is interested in experiencing right now. Like for me, intimacy, connection, sharing, generosity, giving, abundance, prosperity, inspiration, creativity. That's where I am right now. Next month could be totally different, but just put where you are: connection, inner peace, love, peace, calm, connection through community, expansion. Oh, I love that one. Laughter, thriving relationships. Love that. Lightness, worthiness, love, peace, abundance, connection, freedom, lightness of being. These are great. Service, competence, confidence. Two people said that. That's great. Compassion for myself and others. These are so great. Creativity, truth, joy, rest, peace, play. Aren't these amazing? Okay, keep them coming. Strength, prosperity, financial freedom. Great, 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 great. Okay, so the manifestation process. From this moment forward, if you can keep 99.9% of your focus on the invisible quality and feeling that invisible quality, the 1% of letting it show up in your life is going to take care of itself. Why do I know this? Your outer life is a reflection of your inner life. That is a law. It's just like the law of gravity. Nobody thinks, oh my gosh, I might stand up from my chair and gravity might not hold me down. Nobody thinks that because we know the law of gravity. We understand the law of gravity. We take it for granted. So another law of the universe is that right now, my external world reflects my internal world. I'm going to talk about that more in a moment, but right now it's a placeholder because it's your evidence to tell you that you don't have to work so hard and effort. You do have to take actions, but you don't have to effort and put your energy and your focus to get exhausted into the physical. You keep your eye on your consciousness. What is my consciousness about love, connection? What is my consciousness around strength? What is my consciousness around financial freedom? So now you're tapping into the invisible qualities where your soul resides. Now hear this next part. So now you're connected with the soul of you. What did I say before? The soul of you, whatever you just wrote. Let's say you wrote worthiness. Let's say you wrote financial freedom. Let's say you wrote prosperity. The soul of you knows that you already are that. Do you understand? Because the soul of you is already complete. Does that make sense? The soul of you knows that you are enough of whatever it is that you are seeking to experience. So you want to create a distinction in your mind. This is a big takeaway around manifestation. Big difference, big contrast, big distinction in the way you're going to feel, whether you think you need something or whether you just want it. So for a long time in my life, I for sure, those of you who have known me for a long time, you know this to be true, I for sure thought that I needed more money to be secure. And I thought I needed that. And it kept that knot pulling tighter and tighter until I learned and practiced manifesting from my soul. My soul is already secure. My soul doesn't need one more penny. My soul doesn't need one more ounce of love. My soul doesn't need one more ounce of anything. Right where you are right now, you don't need anything. You just may want something more. Does that make sense? It's one reason I really want to interview you, Joe, because Joe is someone who has let go of every possession in his outer life. And when one lets go of every possession and every destination in their outer life, you really learn the difference between needing and wanting. So this is a big portion because many people, and I being one of them in the past, would have argued with you, no, I do need more. I would have been the person arguing for my limitation. But when you dig deep enough into whatever it is that you think that is a need rather than a want, what you will find 100% of the time is that you think you need it because You think it's going to bring you something. And there is nothing in the outer world that will bring you anything. You're the one that's here to bring things to the outer world. But this outer world ain't got nothing for us. For sure, when you have more love in your life, more loving relationships, yes, you have a more comfortable life. When you have more money, you may say, yes, you have a more comfortable life. Some people might not feel that way. Why is it that some people don't even want to have children? Some people are like, I'm great without kids. Why is it somebody else is feeling like I need those kids? It's nothing on the outside. Someone is like, I don't need another penny. I'd rather live a simpler life. Somebody else is like, that money will bring me more something. It's never the outside thing. Some person is going, I think I need that outer relationship, and somebody else is going, please, I need to let go of that outer relationship. It is not the outer thing ever. You can be convinced it is. I was convinced was at one point. But when you dig deep enough, you get to your survival self. It's a part of you that thinks you're not enough. So I want you to get here today. This is important. But if there's something in your life right now that you think you need, you can either write it in the chat, write it in your journal, just come to an inner knowing, an inner awareness. Awareness is a big part of manifestation. Oh, when I became aware, oh, I need more money, I realized, oh, it all had to do, I thought it was security. Yes, it was security. It had a lot to do with worthiness. So when you dig deep enough, you're going to see that you think you need the thing to bring you basically a sense of wholeness or worthiness at the end of the day. I used to think when Will was little, poor guy, I needed him to behave in a certain way. I did not think that was a desire. It was a need because I needed that sense of I'm an okay mom. So I'm looking to an outer thing. So if you can leave here with nothing else today besides I have everything I need. If I don't ever have one more client in my life, if I don't have one more student in my life, if I don't teach one more online course in my life, if I don't make another penny in my life, if I don't have one more friendship in my life, I'm okay exactly as I am right now. If you can get to that space, everything else will be a want and not a need. Does that make sense? So if you're having trouble getting there right now, yes, Nikki's saying, I think I need more money to survive. I can 1,000,000% relate to you. I for sure thought that. This is why it has to do with the survival self. So if you're having trouble and you have that, I'm pretty sure I needed six-pack abs. I'm pretty sure I still do. But here's the thing. This is why it has to do with your survival self. So Nikki's being bold and she's saying, I think I need more money to survive. So first thing around manifestation, self-honesty. So that's self-honest. You're being honest with yourself. You're being honest with us. You're being self-aware. That is a place in your survival self that did not get your needs met when you were little around either money or survival or security. If you're aware of what it was, or maybe a combination, write that in the chat, because here's where all of us go wacky. When we think we need something, we stay connected to the something. So you get fixated on the physical thing. Oh, I think I need more money to survive. Then you get fixated on more money. But what you want to get fixated is healing the survival self. When you get fixated, when you get obsessed, when you get committed, dedicated, that I'm going to heal the survival self within me more than I want money. When I got to the place where I realized I had a noose around my neck around money, and I'm making more and more and more money, it's the same cliche, more and more and more, never, never, never enough, because it was never going to bring me the sense of security. So when I said, I have enough, and it's more important to me to heal this little girl part of me, that became more important to me. Everything changed in the manifestation process. When you become more interested in healing any places in your survival self, because then what happens? When you heal your survival self, it puts you back into a state of flow with your soul self. So, Nikki, if you have had unmet needs around the area of finance, around the area of security, safety, any in that area, then you take your eye off of money for a while and you put your eye on, again, it's the invisible qualities. So you're looking for the invisible qualities of feeling enough. So when you are thinking that you need something, you want to ask, well, what do I think that money will bring me? What do I think that body will bring me? What do I think that relationship will bring me? Even if you're looking to manifest, if this other person only changed, if Will was so well behaved, what did I think that would bring me? Is it a sense of worth? It is a sense of peace, wholeness, enoughness. It's going to be in that area. And then I just saw these in the chat. The idea of getting more fixated on healing survival self makes me want to cry. Must be touching something so deep. Yeah. So let's all just take a minute if any of what I'm saying is touching a place so deep in any of us. And let's just take a moment and just turn within. If there are any places inside of us that need our love, that have unmet needs, what we can each and all say to ourselves right now is, it's understandable that this would make us have that feeling of wanting to cry. It's understandable it would be stirring something up. And how grateful I am that it is getting stirred up. This is your survival self. This is your unconscious material. This is the energy that is typically suppressed. And it even stays suppressed when you say, oh, I just need more money or I just need a relationship. It keeps this that's getting stirred up, it keeps it suppressed. So you want to say thank you for becoming visible. Thank you. You must be feeling safe in my consciousness to be peaking your little energy up. You must be feeling a little more safe because you're letting me know you're here. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. I got you. I got you. Come up as little or as much. Come up over the next minute. Come up over the next month. Come up over the next year. I'm just right here. I'm here. You're safe. I'm available. I welcome you. And you are enough exactly as you are. You are saying this to the place inside of you that needs to hear it. You are enough exactly as you are right now, if nothing external ever changes. You are enough exactly as you are. You are more than enough exactly as you are. You are beautiful. You are powerful. You are strong. You are connected. You are connected to an essence and an energy that is so great and loves you so much that you can't even begin to fathom how loved you are, how cherished you are. Each one of your lives is so precious. You are cherished. You are loved. You are held right now. You are enough. There is nothing this world can bring you that will make you one speck worthier than you are now. One speck more whole, one speck more abundant. You already are abundant. And if you already are enough, and if you already are abundant and prosperous and whole and worthy and loving and enough, what would that feel like? What is the feeling you have when you feel like you are enough, when you feel like you are abundant, when you feel like this universe is prosperous and infinite and unlimited and full of joy and creativity and inspiration? What is the feeling that you get when I say your soul right in this moment is perfectly at peace? Your soul right now in this moment is perfectly calm. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes. So this is how the two work together. The survival self may get activated, and you are here to ask that place, what do you need? What did you not get? What was missing? What did you not get? How can I supply that to you? I want to be your greatest supplier. You want to be like your greatest supplier of everything that you didn't get that you needed. This is what I want for every single one of you today, is to just feel with the depths of compassion. What was it that you desperately needed when you were little, like you needed oxygen and you didn't get it? Maybe you needed attention. Maybe you needed a feeling of security. Maybe you needed to know that you were worthy because of who you were, not because of what you did or how you performed or what you looked like. Maybe you just needed to know that you were loved exactly, that you mattered to someone, that their eyes lit up when you walked into a room just because. Maybe you needed to know that there was no mistake you could ever make in life that would keep you from being whole and worthy. Whatever it is that you needed, you want to be giving that to yourself in abundance, with abundance. I want to be my greatest supplier of all the things that I need or needed and did not receive. And then that will put you into a state of, oh, I already am enough. I already am the thing I thought I needed. So here's the thing. I don't always say it with this language, but this language might be helpful to you today. When you hit upon these pockets, so you're manifesting and you're hitting upon something, and like Pearl was saying, I'm feeling all these emotions rising up in me, or I'm looking to the outside and I'm not seeing my bank account move, or I'm not seeing my relationship change, or any of the things. And you tap into that survival self of what you needed that you did not get. You want to be so grateful for that pain or discomfort. You want to be grateful for that. Why? That is your unconscious mind, your unconscious, your subconscious. So what does this have to do with manifestation? When we're born onto this planet, you come from a spirit, you come from the spiritual level of consciousness, and you go through this womb, this gestation period, to go from not a body to a body. And when you're first born, your consciousness is open like a sponge. So a good bit of your consciousness when you're first born, I'm love. How do you know that? Because whenever any of us looks at a little newborn, you just feel like all things are possible. And they're not doing anything. They're lying on a bed naked. How is it that a being that is not doing anything, not crawling, not walking, not earning money, not making their way, not behaving, not misbehaving, they're not doing anything. They're lying on a bed and they bring joy. So there was one moment, you might not remember it, but the being that you are came into this world with the knowing that my being, just being my shiny, naked self on a bed is good enough. You knew that inside of you. You came in enough. And then what happened? Life happens. And we're these sponges, and before you're 1 year old, you've been told, stop crying, be quiet, go sleep in another room away from your parents. And before you're 1 year old, imagine the things out of innocence of other people. You may have been hit. So many things happen before you're one, before you're two, before you're four, before you're six. All that goes into the unconscious, 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 unconscious. That's what I call it, the survival self. So it's all back there. It's all back there. It's all back there. Manifestation is the process of clearing all that stuff that's in the unconscious that gets in the way of your manifestation. Because if there was nothing left, I promise you guys, I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, as you begin to meet the unmet needs within you, if you just list, oh, I have these unmet needs, I'm going to meet this, check, 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 check. As you meet your own unmet needs, your manifestation process will happen. It will happen organically. It will happen because you're giving yourself the feeling of who the essence of you is. You're coming home to the essence of you. So another way to look at manifestation is your soul knows that you're enough. Your soul is at peace. Your soul is calm. And you want to place yourself under those arms in that heart energy. I am enough. I want to feel and experience that I am enough. And I want to feel that before anything happens in this world. I actually want to feel that without those outer accoutrements. I actually want that. I actually don't want the money yet, because then I'm always going to be tethered. You want it to be the opposite. You want it to feel from your soul. And your soul right now knows that you don't need anything except who you are. So I'm going to want to read some of these. So you want your unconscious material to come up. You want it. That is information for you. So Joy's saying she has all these shoulds come up. You want those shoulds to come up. Whatever is coming up, Nikki thinking that you need, you want that to come up. That's gold for you right now. It's gold because there are unmet needs in there. And you want to relate to those. Oh, I want to meet those unmet needs. What is the unmet need? I want to meet the unmet need. So we have feminine and masculine inside of us, each one of us. We each have feminine, we each have masculine. So far, everything that I've said to you is feminine. The soul, the nurturing of the soul, the connecting to the soul. All of this is the feminine. And I said to you, 99.9% of manifestation is the invisible, the soul, the feminine, the womb. So another word that I often use for manifestation is gestation, because you can think of a pregnant woman, and even though we can't see the baby yet, we all know that even though we can't see it, the baby is invisible to our eyes. Even though we can't see it, we know that something is gestating. We know that something is happening. But often in our physical world, if you're saying, I want to manifest love, I want to manifest a relationship, I want to manifest more clients, I want to manifest money, and we don't see it, we forget that there's a gestation period. And there's a gestation period to everything. It's why we can learn everything from nature. There's no eternal springtime. There is the winter. And when we think nothing's happening in the winter, so much is happening that we just can't see in the winter. And it's all preparing us for spring. And so one important part about manifestation is to be real careful about misjudging. That's why I say I don't connect it with the physical, because if I do, I'm more likely to misjudge and say, it's not here. It's not coming. I'm not seeing a gestation period. But I think of it like a pregnant woman or being on a bridge. I'm on a bridge and I'm moving into a state of consciousness that used to think that I was lacking in some way. And I'm moving into a state of consciousness that knows that I already am the very thing that I'm seeking. And it's just a desire. It's not a need. It's just a desire. And it becomes easy and effortless and effervescent. when you recognize that you don't need something, when you recognize I have dominion, I give myself all the love I need, all the worthiness I need, all the validation I need, all the support I need, all the kindness, all the compassion, all the empathy, all the healing, all the inspiration, all the creativity. There's nothing I need. There's nothing I need. I'm embodying that consciousness. And when I embody that consciousness, then this vessel that I am doesn't have all these beliefs that are getting in the way. So if you have a feeling of like, oh my gosh, I do actually need it, or I am not enough, then that's great. That's just a little piece of work that you're doing. You just write down what the beliefs are. It's like I told you guys, I used to have beliefs. I believe that if I had more XYZ, then I would be okay. We've all had that. Every one of us is growing, every single one of us. So as you're healing anything that's in your unconscious, as you connect with that survival self and you soothe that survival self, what is going to happen is that you are going to feel it's like a sprout growing. And you want to start looking for the sprouts in your consciousness. You'll start having a feeling. It's just a feeling. Oh, maybe I will do XYZ. You will start getting a prompting to take an action. It comes from your wisdom, it comes from your soul, and it won't even make sense to you sometimes. Like maybe you're wanting to build your client practice and your mind is telling you, I need to sign up for a network marketing something. But your wisdom is saying, I just need to go to the beach today. And your mind is going to the beach today has nothing to do with building my practice. Or does it? Because maybe you follow it and you go to the beach and you meet the person that becomes your client, and then that client introduces you to 10 other people, and suddenly you have 11 people more than you had you not gone to the beach. Does that make sense? So you want the action to come from this elevated state of consciousness, and you don't want to argue with it. I had dedicated yesterday to just catching up on a lot of stuff. I've been out of town. Jamie walked in. That's why I said beach. Jamie walked in and he said, I think we should go to the beach today. And I know enough. Like I felt my mind go, not today. I have a lot of things to check off. I've been out of town, but I know enough to say, yeah, let's go to the beach. So you want to follow inspired action. It's not necessarily action of the mind that tells you what you think you need to do. You want to follow inspired action. It will always come. Your soul is always feeding you inspired action. Always, 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 always. So you want to start, maybe you're getting a message, oh, call so-and-so. And you're thinking that has nothing to do with this. You call so-and-so. That's exactly the right person. They connect you with so-and-so. I mean, I'll tell you guys something that honestly really just happened to me, manifestation wise. So you guys know, I've been in New York. Will moving into a new apartment. We had said to him, if you can find another apartment at the same rent, then it's cool. He found one, it was a little bit more, but he did pretty good. And so we had this whole budget made out, and it started becoming apparent, oh, this is going to be a very different budget than the one I thought. I thought it was going to be ... check, check, check. Susie goes home feeling fine. Just things that we didn't know. Oh, I didn't realize that realtors in New York get a realtor's fee. That's now $5,000. And all these fees and all these things that we didn't think about. So suddenly $5,000 becomes $10,000, becomes $20,000 when I'm just watching the numbers. So I'm doing exactly what I'm telling you guys to do. And I'm in the invisible, And my soul, and so I was asking, oh, is this a sign that maybe this is too much of a stretch right now? Or is this, and the wisdom was like, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. And sure enough, out of the blue, that Friday or whatever day it was, a random day, I hear from our CPA that says, oh, by the way, you're getting $25,000 back for some stocks that took a loss from his education fund. So you can't write that stuff because my wisdom kept telling me, keep taking the actions I'm taking, keep taking the actions I'm taking. Even though it didn't seem necessarily logical to my mind, I stayed in the consciousness, stayed in the consciousness. That synchronicity that happens all the time, every day of your lives. If you're not seeing it, it's just you haven't trained your eye to look for it. And that's the last part of manifestation. Look for the synchronicities. Now that one caught my attention because it was 25 grand. But there are synchronicities happening all the time. Guarantee you, you're going to think of somebody today, that person may text you. How many times have you said, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about you? Synchronicity is the language of the universe. So write that down. Synchronicity is the way the universe communicates with you. So the universe was telling me, keep doing what you're doing. And here's the evidence. The universe was trying to make its invisible self visible to me. The other thing that happened, Jacqueline was in New York, and then she just texts me, might you be coming to New York? I don't know why I think that. I think maybe you're coming to New York. I get her text that morning. She did it the day before. I get it the next morning. And so I call her. Yes, I'm in New York. And we had just a few hours before she's leaving. I call her. She was listening to one of my podcast episodes that Joe was on. So she was literally listening to me and Joe as I'm calling her. She's staying 10 minutes from where I'm staying. We ended up getting to connect for a couple of hours and having just the loveliest connection. Synchronicity. So those are bigger ones that get your attention. But I guarantee you, something as simple as Jamie walking in going, we need to go to the beach today. And I just check in and it's like, yeah, I really need to go to the beach. Synchronicity is the way that the universe is invisible, but it so wants to communicate with you. It's communicating with you all the time, and it wants you to know that it's here. And so through synchronicities is the way that the universe is going, so you see that I'm here today. So you see that I'm here today. And the more that you become aware of the synchronicities, the more synchronicities you're going to see. And so you always want to take inspired action from your wisdom, action from your most expanded consciousness. Okay, that's great, Jack. How to distinguish between inspired action versus the survival self? That is a great question. The feeling inside of you from your soul is expanded. From the soul self, the inspired action, inspiration, it's inspired, it's expanded, it's infinite, it's unbounded, it's unlimited. The survival self, it's small. It needs to keep you safe. It's constricted. So even the feeling that I told you guys I used to have, I need more money. Need is constriction. Desire is expansion. The etymology of the word desire in Latin, the etymology of the word desire means star. And when you think of a star, it's so expanded. Your desires come from the stars, or we could say our higher consciousness, our soul self. That's exactly right in my journey around abundance. I've learned that my survival self thought I needed it to give me something. It would give me, then I'd be valid. Then I'd be worthy. But what Joe is saying, that's so true. My soul self does really want to experience abundance and luxury and opulence. And we're all wired to have as much as whatever we desire. I love what you're saying, Joe, because it does come from the stars, because we're all made of the same energy that the stars are made of.
May I say something really quick?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, to that point, Maureen just wrote that. She said, and with the word inspire, are the stars literally inside of us?
Ah, that's so
That's so
good,
cool, Maureen? I love
Maureen.
that.
Yeah. So the desire connects us with the inspiration, the inspire. That's so good. And that's the whole point of class today, is that I wanted everybody to see that the desire is from the higher soul self, and you want to work it from within. That's so lovely. I think that's a great place to stop. I couldn't have said it any better. Wherever you are right now, the cells of your body are birthing into greater and greater and greater levels of consciousness. And sometimes we are asked to take very uncomfortable actions. And when you are obedient to the action of your soul, even yesterday, yeah, I'm putting this work down, I'm going to the beach. Because what I will gain from the beach will put me in a consciousness that I'll get the rest of that stuff done in a quarter of the time. Okay, guys? Good. It's so good to be back with you. I can't imagine you not in my life. I just pinch myself every single solitary day. So I thank you guys. I'll see you on the WhatsApp. If unmet needs are coming up, write it on the WhatsApp. There's lots of support. People will hold space for you. If you are being prompted to some actions that feel uncomfortable, write it in the WhatsApp thread. You will find that you are not the only one. We're all here for each other. There is someone that has, just like I've been where Nikki is, that I can see Nikki. I can see you with so much freaking financial abundance flowing to you. I can see you with a waiting list of people. I can see you with people going, oh my God, I've been trying to get an appointment with Nikki, but she's so booked up. Like, I see Catherine shaking your beautiful head and your beautiful smile. And I see you with that same line around the corner. Oh my God, I was so lucky. I got a session in with Catherine. She's always so booked up. I see Cindy. Cindy, you're looking for your next state of your own evolution and entrepreneurship and soul success. I see it. I see it for every single solitary one of you. So bring it into the WhatsApp wherever you're at. And I can guarantee you there's somebody that can hold it and see it for you, okay? And I love you guys. Bye. See you next week. Thank you so much for listening. If there was something in this conversation that spoke to you, we'd so appreciate it if you would take the time to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share this episode with women and mothers you know, because you are here to thrive. See you next time.